Good day, everyone. So today we shall be diving into two topics. On the one, and that is technological applications of physics. Under this, we'll be looking at power transmission in a mechanical system and also how to maintain machines. Recall that the last time we talked about the use of machines. So today we'll be looking at how power is being transmitted in this machine and how we can also maintain this machine. Right? So without much ado, let's dive in. Okay, so let's talk about what power transmission is. When we say power transmission, it simply means the way mechanical power, which we call energy now, is transferred from a source, which can be the engine or even our hand, to where it is needed in the machine. Okay, the way the power is being transmitted from the source of that machine to where the power is needed in that machine. Okay, and it makes use of elements like belts, gears, pulley, chains, even shafts. So as we go on in this lesson, we shall see how these elements are used to transmit power. Right? So moving on, let's look at how this is being done, looking at shaft and coupling. Okay, this is the example of a shaft and coupling. The shaft is the rotating rod, you can see it here, and the coupling, of course, is the tool for holding the shaft. So as this shaft is rotating, okay, as this shaft is rotating, it transmits power to the point where it is needed. An example of such machine is the mills. It may be the grinding mills. So as it's rotating, power is being transmitted to the point where the grinding is needed. So this transmission type, I mean the shaft and the coupling, is very reliable, strong, and also needs alignment, because if you do not align the shaft along with the coupling, the transmission of power might be altered. Right. Aside from shaft and coupling, we also have another transmission type, that is belt and pulleys. For belt and pulleys, you can see the belt, there's the belt here, and then there's the pulley. The pulley is the object where the belt is being wounded. Okay, so it has been wounded around the pulley. Now, how does it transmit power? As the pulley is rotating, the belt transmits power from the bigger pulley to the smaller pulley, or from the smaller pulley to the bigger pulley. And in more cases, it is used in grinding mills as well, and also in fans. Okay, it's used in electrical fans. So we can say that the pros and cons here is that it is simple, but it can slip. Like this belt now can easily slip off the pulley system. But our concern is that power is being transmitted via this transmission type. So aside from belt and pulley, another way power is being transmitted in a machine or in the system is through chains and sprockets. Okay, we all know bicycle, right? So if you're on a bicycle that can only move with chains around it, today the chain and the sprocket is the point where the chain is being hung. So as the metal chain, as the wheel now is rotating, it turns the chains, and the chains send power to the pedal, where it now allows the bicycle to move. You could see that in motorcycle also. In motorcycle, this chain is there. So if there is rotation of the wheel, power is being transmitted to the second wheel. So this is how chains and sprocket also transmit power. So this transmission type is strong. It does not easily slip, unlike the belt that easily slip via the pulley. But for chains, because of the rough, because of the high friction on the chain, it does not easily slip off the sprocket. Okay, so this is another means at which we transmit power using this transmission type. Right, and the last one we want to look at today is gears. The gear, you see it, is also another transmission type. In this case, you see that the teeth of the gears interlock one another. As one gear moves, as a result of the interlocking, it moves the second one, and the second one that interlocks with the third one also moves the third one. That is how the power is being transmitted to the main point where it is needed. And we can find these gears in cars, in clocks, and in engines. It is more precise than it is more precise than it's more precise than pulley and belt, and also in chains too. So this is better than the previous two that we mentioned earlier, but it is expensive. That is the cons of this type of transmission type. It is expensive, even though it is strong. It is expensive to purchase. All right, let's talk about the importance of power transmission in industries. Number one, power transmission enables machine to do every work efficiently, okay, such as grinding 100 kilograms of maize per hour. Imagine when there is no transmission power, it will be difficult to grind this quantity of maize at this time. So, it enables machine to do work efficiently, and of course, we can say that it saves time as well. Secondly, it increases safety by allowing the operator to control the operation from a distance with a lever or switch. Okay, you find out that, well, let's give an example of somebody that is using the grinding mill. The operator just need to hold the grinder, the pistol while the content is poured into the container, and then the work is done. So in that case now, it prevents the operator from getting injured because of this transmission system. It allows power also to be distributed to many workstations from one mode to the other. So because of this transmission system, you don't have to keep going from one point to the other. You can be in a place and power from a very far distance will be transmitted to all other stations or points where they are needed without the operator moving from one place to the other, because the transmission system have been connected from one point to the other. So it's very important that we have power transmission in industries. Now, safety in power transmission system. For you to avoid accident when you are using a machine with power transmission system, number one, you should always cover the moving parts, such as the belt, the gears. These moving parts should be well covered to prevent accident. Because if they are not covered and you mistakenly touch them, a lot of people have lost their hands in the industry because of carelessness of leaving this belt and gears open. Secondly, never touch the moving part until they are completely stopped. Don't be tempted to just say, okay, I want to stop the belt from moving. I want to stop the gear from moving. No, 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 no. It can also lead to accident. And lastly, the machine must have emergency stop buttons and switches. Okay, in case there is a fault somewhere, the machine should have emergency stop button that somebody can easily press and everything is shut down. All right. Then how do we maintain this machine? First of all, what is maintenance? Maintenance simply means keeping machine and equipment in good condition. so they can work reliably and safely. So the act of keeping this machine in good conditions is what is called maintenance. Okay? Now, maintenance is just a way of avoiding sudden breakdown that may lead to costly repair. Okay? That's another reason why you should maintain a machine to avoid sudden breakdown of the machine. Even we human beings as well, we need to maintain our body system. Our human body system also need to be maintained. We don't eat good food, don't sleep well. One day you just fall sick, not because of anything, because you've not been maintained. The same thing happens to machines too. If you do not maintain them, then it can lead to sudden breakdown, and you have to spend a lot of money to repair. Lastly, maintenance make machines last longer. That's another reason why we need to maintain our machines and our equipment. So we have to read three reasons now, so that they can work reliably and safely, so that they will not break down suddenly, and so that they can last longer. Okay. Now that we've known this, let us now know different type of maintenance. We have the preventive type, we have the predictive maintenance, and we have the corrective, sometimes called the repair maintenance. What is preventive maintenance? It simply means the regular checking and servicing of the machine. Okay, the regular checking and servicing of the machine to keep it running well. So when you regularly service the machine, you check the machine maybe every 2 weeks, you check the moving part, service it, lubricate it. This regular checks and servicing is what we call preventive maintenance, just to keep it running well. Okay. Now, the second type of maintenance is called the predictive type. In this case, it simply involves using data, just such like the vibration of the machine temperature, to prevent failure. Okay, so by the time you get your thermometer and you find out that the machine is getting hotter than usual, okay, they can easily call upon the the operator or the machine manufacturer to come, and check this machine before it finally breaks down. So the predictive method is just to ensure that everything about the machine is fully intact. Nothing is wrong with it. All right. And by the time you do that predictive maintenance method, sometimes you find that okay, there may be reason to change some part of the machine. Okay, the maybe the belt is worn out, or maybe the chains is weak and need to be replaced. Okay, instead of allowing it to break down. In this case, it's not as if you've not been doing your preventive maintenance, but the part of the machine are now weak and need to be replaced instead of allowing it to break down completely. Okay, so you can easily predict that okay, this machine can get damaged in the next 2 weeks. But we not to allow it get damaged, let's replace the part that is weak. And the last type of maintenance is called the corrective maintenance. This one simply means fixing or replacing faulty parts. When with the predictive maintenance has not taken place effectively, it might lead to damage of the machine, and that is where the corrective or repair maintenance now comes in. In that case, you begin to fix the faulty part or the damaged part. All right. So these are the three ways of maintaining machines. The three ways of maintaining machines. All right. Let's talk about some of the maintenance tools and equipment. Of course, we have what we call maintenance toolbox. Inside the toolbox, you have all manners of tools that you can use to maintain your machine. The basic ones are the spanners, the screwdrivers, the pliers, the hammers, the oil cans. Okay, so these are the basic tools. Sometimes you also have the measuring tools in it, and the measuring tape, the calipers, the multimeter. We use this for measuring the electrical electrical quantities. Okay. Then we have the safety gears too, such like the goggles to protect your eyes, the gloves to protect your hands, and the safety boots to protect your legs. It's very important that you have maintenance tools around available in case there is need to use them. It mustn't be when there is need for them that you begin to go to market. It should be around. In industry, they should have this in uh, they should have this in their custody. All right. Okay. Having said that, let's now talk about workshop and field maintenance practices. So some of the practices that we have to carry out when we have machines. Number one, we have to clean the machine after use to remove dirt and debris. So when the machine has been used, it is important that it's being cleaned. All the dirt and debris that are left in it after being used should be removed. This dirt and debris, if they are not removed, they can, make the machine to get damaged easily. Another thing is to lubricate the moving parts regularly to reduce wear and prevent rust. So the moving parts should be lubricated, weekly by weekly to ensure that this does not wear out. And then we also ensure that the bolts are well tightened and also replace the worn out parts. Sometimes this bolt they worn out, so you replace them, and the ones that are still good, you ensure that they are well tightened if they are losing. Okay. Then machine should be stored in dry and safe places. Machine should be stored in dry and safe places. All right. And they should also keep the maintenance record. Like you have noticed that okay, this machine, the bolt is already weakened. Take note of it, that bolt weakened, so that when the owner of the company comes and easily get full information of the status of the machine, whether there is need for emergency to quickly fix it or it can still be managed. Very important that you keep record to ensure safety use. All right. Now let's talk about the safety measures in maintenance. Number one, you have to disconnect the machine from power before working on them. Even though we are talking about type of maintenance, preventive, predictive, and repair maintenance, there are steps you must take when you are doing any of this maintenance. And number one is that on no account should the machine be on while you are maintaining them. The machine should be turned off. It should be disconnected from the source of the electricity to avoid accident before you do any of this maintenance. Okay. Then we are to wear proper protecting device too, like your hand glove, your boot, your eye protection. Do not be careless. Do not think that you are safe, you are smart enough to protect yourself. This machine can malfunction and they can, easily cut your hand if you're not wearing hand glove, or injure your leg if you're not wearing boot, or even, cause you injury in the eye if you're not putting on your Google. So important that you put on your protective element. All right. Then thirdly, you have to be careful with chemicals too, such as the lubricants, cleaners. Do not be careless with them. Read the instructional manual of how to use these chemicals so that you do not injure yourself with them. All right. And the fourth one, never work alone on heavy or dangerous machine. There are machines that are heavy, like tractor. Do not work alone. At least it should be two persons so that the other person is also observing to avoid accident. When you are maintaining heavy machines, you should have partners. working together with you, because you might not be able to see every part of the machine at the same time. Okay. And then lastly, keep the workshop clean to prevent slips and fall. There should not be water on the ground, it should not be dirty. No, just be clean, be tidy. And these are the 5 safety measures when maintaining the machine. All right. Common causes of machine failure. Number one, lack of lubrication. When machine are not regularly lubricated, it can fail. And secondly, when the machine is overloaded beyond its capacity. Every machine has their capacity. So when you overload a machine beyond the capacity, it can also fail. Poor alignment of shaft and belt can also cause failure of the machine. Using wrong or substandard spare parts that are not made for that machine, when it is used on it, can destroy the machine. And lastly, failure to replace the worn-out part on time can also cause the failure of the machine. All right, so this is where we shall be doing the cutting for today. Thank you for listening, and bye for now.